Hey guys, how's it going? So today I'm gonna give you guys a little behind the scenes look at how I set up all my gear, and this is what it looks like when I'm about to do a paid job or a paid gig. So it's very important that you guys organize yourself and also don't leave anything behind when you have a paid shoot, because you can't afford to show up to the gig, to the job site, to the event, and go through your stuff and be like, oh man, I forgot my battery, or I forgot my SD card, or I forgot to bring that specialty lens that I need. um, so this is what it's going to look like, um, setting up a dummy checklist, if you will. And it's a very good idea to set this up every time that you do a shoot, just to make sure that you don't mess up. You cannot afford to show up to a shoot and forget something, uh, especially something like your battery or your SD card, like I had mentioned. That looks very unprofessional, and also it gives you a bad image, and you're going to be wasting everybody's time, the client's time, if you're shooting a model, if you're shooting at an event, especially if you're shooting at an event like a wedding or something like that. The action just goes by, like everything just goes by so quickly. So if you have to go to the store, you have to go back home to buy an SD card or battery, you're gonna miss a lot of the stuff that you need to shoot, and which will lead to very unhappy clients, and very bad word of mouth references. So it's a very good idea to make sure that you always um, have some sort of system set up. And I'm going to give you an idea of what it's like to go through my system. So maybe you can tweak it a little bit, work off of that, and kind of come up with your own way. So let's go ahead and start going through it, and we'll see what it's like for me to go through all my gear. Please excuse the mess that you guys see in the background. Don't pay any attention to that. This was kind of planned very last minute. um, you know my dummy checklist is something that I go through all the time. But I mean, regard the last minute part is not setting everything up. The last minute part is trying to give you guys a little behind the scenes look and try to bring you guys through my process. I was not planning on making a video on this, but I think it's a very good idea, because it's something that's kind of like a learn as you go and learn off of your mistakes sort of thing. And hopefully you guys learn off of the mistakes that I've made in the past, and not have to deal with any of the issues that I've had to deal with before. This is something that you don't really get taught very often in, like if you take like a photography class or photography lessons, or anything like that. You usually see like the main shooting aspect of it, but not like the getting ready or the leading up to the photo shoot. So let's go ahead and take a look at the mess that I have here on my dining room table, and then we'll explain what everything is. Alright guys, so here I have a pretty much a setup of my whole dining room table area. Um, so like I said, don't mind anything behind, like this spot here. It's still a mess. This is the gear that I'm going to be taking during my shoot, and I'm going to be shooting with a lot of Olympus and Panasonic Lumix cameras. So I have my OMD EM10 Mark II, I have my G7, and I have the little like backup battery, backup body, which is my OMD EM1. I'm sorry, EM10 Mark II. So EM1 Mark II, EM10 Mark II, and a Lumix G7. All of these cameras are very capable of shooting, what I'm going to go shoot tomorrow. And these two are like my main shooters right here. Main one, backup. So the way that I do it is I set up my camera bodies in the back. I remove the SD cards, all the batteries, all the SD cards. I usually remove all the lenses, but I think I've misplaced some of my the back of the lens cap part for now. So usually what I do is remove all the lenses and set them up, and that way I have everything ready to go. So what we have here is the bodies, the lenses that I'm going to be taking tomorrow, and that includes my backup and also a very tiny vlog camera down there, which is the G7X Mark II, which I'm going to see if I can try to vlog during the event or before and after, so I can kind of get some decent shots and show you guys a little bit of how my event goes. What I do is I pretty much organize everything by order of how it's going to go. So this is going to be, this body's going to go with that lens. This 12-40 f2 is going to go with that. Okay, so you want to make sure you organize all your lenses. Everything's here that you're going to use, your bodies for sure. All your SD cards are removed and blank and formatted. I have in a little baggie, which I'll show you guys later. And then what I have here is I have a bunch of batteries, chargers. You can see a battery being charged on the wall there. And the way I set up my batteries is I put it together with the charger. So this is my Canon, and this is my Canon battery as well. That one goes with that one, and this one is just on its own. This one is on the wall. It's an Olympus battery. I have it on the other side. And the way that I am able to organize myself and see if I have charged it or not is that if you can see, like the description of the battery is face up. So once it's charged, I always flip it to the name brand of the battery. So you can see Olympus, Canon, So if it's on the description side, it means it's not charged and it still needs to charge. Let's head on over here and take a look at the ones on the wall. Kind of been taking over like all this area. I had to unplug my microwave, but I have a charger here. So this one's fully charged. As you can see, it's green. So this battery is going to go out. This is going to stay face up on the Lumix side, since that's the name of the battery, the brand, and the description would mean, if it was like this, it would mean that it's not charged. It's dead, or it's low on battery and it needs to charge. So I just charge it. I pulled it off the charger, so that's going to stay like that. This one is already been charged, and then this one, my Olympus battery, you can see the brand is face up. So these are good to go. This one, we need to pull it as well. So those are my two Olympus, my two Lumix. So these will get brought over. They will get brought over here, and then go with the usually place them in front or on the side with the body that it goes with. So Lumix goes there, that one goes there, this one here, but it's not charged yet, so I'll leave that one next to the charger. Have a couple ND filters, an adapter, and then also my camera strap. I'm still debating on whether I'm going to go with just a simple smaller bag, but I think I'm going to go with my big backpack for tomorrow. That way I can carry all my gear in it and not have to worry about it. Since I will be using my strap, then I won't have to worry about having to deal with opening this, closing it, opening it up and closing it, and all that stuff. What I usually do is I shoot with two bodies at a time. I have two little adapters for the for my strap here, two little hooks, and what I do is I hook one of the bodies on that, and then the other one I hand hold it, or a neck strap, and one of them is going to be like a 24 to 70 zoom range. The other one's going to be a 70 to 200. So if I'm dealing with long range, then I'll switch it over, and the one that's being used less is going to go on the hook. The one that's being used more is going to be in my hands. And then, if I ever need to walk around or switch it around, then I'll just switch that. And the way that I make sure, and the way that I make sure that I have everything with me, and I'll go ahead and post a annual pass. I'll go ahead and post a link to my Dropbox if you guys want to grab a copy of my template. I have a full inventory list of all my gear that I own for my photography. All the bodies, the lenses, the batteries that go with each body. So I break it down by body type. So I'll try to post something up here, like a little drawing or picture of it, but it's going to go by, for example, OMD EM10 Mark II, and then it's going to go batteries, BLS1, which are the battery types for my OMD camera, and it's going to be like BLS1, those are the batteries times 2, so BLS1, BLS1, or you can simplify it, be BLS1 times 2, and then you would go the lenses that fit with that. You know, like I have a 25 millimeter 1.8, 17 1.8. I have a 40, let's see, 25, 17, 45 1.8, and then I have the 12 to 40, 3.5 to 5.6. And then I think that's all the gear that I have for that. Oh, and also the charger. One charger with the cable. So put the whatever charger, parentheses charger, and then you would move on to your next body. You would go, for example, Canon, maybe T3i. You know, that's something that a lot of people have. And then you would go, you know, batteries times 2, or battery, one charger. And then if you have like an 18 to 55, 3.5 to 5.6. And then if you have like a lot of people have the 50 millimeter 1.8, and then you would go, not sure if I said charger already, but charger, the batteries, and then that's it. And then you would list your next gear. And then what you would do is you would list all your accessories that you own. You would list a tripod, you know, have a Manfrotto B-free tripod. I have a Black Rapid camera strap. I have Joby GorillaPod. I have the 1K, the 3K. I have a couple 3Ks. You know, they end up dying, or they end up getting all loose and stuff on the legs. They don't end up being able to be used. So I guess that those can just be trash. But that's the way that you kind of break down your equipment, and then you know, just make sure everything is there before you start putting anything away. So the way that I put all my stuff away is, if I'm going to take a backpack like this, and this one has a zipper in the back, so you open up from the back, and then you load up, you know, the same style of pockets that all the other camera backpacks have, but it's in the back, it's not in the front. You have to take off your whole backpack to unzip it, and there's no like quick pockets or anything about in that backpack, which I kind of don't like about it, but I like it because it looks stylish, and you know, has a lot of space, and it's pretty comfortable to wear. It's a bigger size than just what I had before, which was a you know, smaller Amazon Basics backpack. But when you put all your gear into your backpack, or into your camera bag, or your you know, your messenger bag, or whatever you're going to be carrying it in, make sure you go off your checklist and mark everything that you're going to need, you know, like I said, especially memory cards and batteries off before starting to put stuff into your backpack. Once you put stuff into your backpack, it's a little bit more confusing, and it's more hectic, trying to look for things in your backpack and out of your backpack. What do you have inside? What do you have outside? Have you forgot anything? So it's better to group everything together, like I had mentioned before, to you know, just throw everything in a bundle into your backpack. And if you have like little baggies that you hold your batteries, or you know, Ziploc bags, or zip ties for cables and stuff like that, then you can also include those in that dummy checklist. Also, it's very important that when you have all your gear in your backpack ready, or in your bag or your messenger, that it's closed off and sealed off, zippered all the way. Don't just leave it open, because somebody's gonna grab it. Somebody's gonna grab your backpack to go to move it, or you're gonna end up grabbing it in the morning or whenever your shoot is, and you're gonna pull it, and it's gonna be unzipped, and everything's gonna fall out, and that's gonna be a very, very expensive, mistake or accident. So make sure you either have it zipped completely, or what I do is I can't really show. Well, I guess I could, but if I ever leave my gear unzipped, I always leave it completely open like this on the table. That way nobody mistakenly picks it up or grabs it. They know that it's unzipped and it's ready for the stuff to go in there, and they don't just pick it up and grab it by accident. So always make sure you zip it completely, and then you leave it on your table, or leave it completely unzipped and open, wide open like that, so everybody can see that it's not zipped or not half closed or anything like that. I guarantee you this will happen to you at least once in your photography, videography lifetime. All your gear is gonna fall. Whatever's in your backpack will fall, drop to the ground. Could break some lenses, could damage some camera bodies and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna be charging the rest of my batteries, getting all my stuff ready, and like I said, I'll try to post a link on my Dropbox for that template. If not, I'll post it on my Twitter for sure. Like I said, I'm getting everything ready for tomorrow, and I'm gonna be shooting an event. If you have any questions regarding anything related to camera gear, anything related to I'm just dipping into video, so I'm still learning, I'm still going along the way, but I'm going to be making videos that kind of explain what I'm picking up as I go, and kind of explain what my process is and what I'm doing as I go along. So then that way, if anybody's just getting into video as well, these are like beginner tips. You can learn with me and pick up with me, and we'll experience this together, and we'll go from there. We'll see what we can do. But if anybody has any questions regarding gear, like bodies, lenses, type of formats, the type of sensors, anything like that at all, any questions at all whatsoever, leave a comment on the bottom, and I'll try to answer it. I'll be posting some of those pictures on my Instagram, and you guys can go on there and check them out. So links in the description, and we'll see you guys next time.